time and time again that billionaires have a different way of dealing with things. If you want to become successful or a billionaire, all you simply need to do is to learn exactly what billionaires do. And guess what? Stick to it. Do it again and again and again and again until you become a master. And guess what? It's that simple to become a billionaire. I tell people confidently that I am a billionaire. My name is Kabir A. Abdikadir. You are seeing me for the first time. I said it again and again, and I'm going to repeat that I am a billionaire. And you might be wondering, what give me the guts, what give me the audacity and the confidence to mention that I am a billionaire? And I want to ask you a question. Imagine somebody who is taking a 10,000 Nigerian naira as a salary, but now, and that's monthly, but now is capable of earning millions daily. So what do you think about the person? It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of multiplication. And before you know, this same person might possibly be earning billions on daily basis. This is my little story, but it's not about my story today. I want to tell you what some of the things that billionaires do differently. I always encourage you guys to go on a research. Only God knows how many billionaires I have digged their history, so much so that I know what they do. One of those in my country, for example, is Tony Elumelu. That's the chairman of UBA. But he's like a role model to me. When he graduated from school, I watched his documentary. The first job he applied, right? How he was able to scale through, even when he was not qualified, because he had 2-2, but the job we're looking for 2-1, right? And how from his letter was able to indicate that, look, he can prove himself and do beyond the certificate. But I'm not about his story today. One of the basic quality that billionaires have is they don't argue with you. They just simply win you over. And how are they doing this? I will tell you for a fact that whatever money or wealth or resources you are looking for is in the hands of people. And do you know, a lot of people that do not have enough money today, they can argue about anything. Have you noticed how people sit in places of newspaper, like a newspaper vendor location? You know, have you ever noticed like some chambers where a lot of people that are not doing well financially, where they sit? And then have you take your time to watch the level of intensity when it comes to arguing about things that they possibly don't even know about? They don't have enough information about what they are even arguing about. I want you to follow this with keen interest because I'm going to be revealing some things. And that's why I have the audacity or the guts to tell you that I am a billionaire because I have what it takes to influence people. And one of those basic ways to influence people is never in your life to argue with anyone. You have no reason to argue with anyone. There's a man that they said, one of the famous people, I can't remember his name, that he said how he wished that he could always be like up to 75% correct, right? Then he would have been able to win everybody. I'll talk more of me and you that we are not even sure many times that we can be 50% or 55% correct in our assumption. So how do you now assume that people are not right when yourself you are not even sure 100% that all your opinions are right? And by the way, sometimes you might be right, but the next person is also right. It's about perception. It's about different vision and ideas. Yes, but guess what billionaires do? Instead of focusing on the differentiation, they focus on the common goal. Let me tell you for a fact that if you are working in a place right now, the goal of the organization, the person you are arguing with, or possibly the leader you are having challenges with, or possibly a team member or team leader you are having an issue with, you are working towards the same goal. So why are you arguing? Yes, now it means that you are paying more attention to what separates you more than what merges you, what joins you together, right? Now, listen carefully and now see how billionaires do it. They look for a common ground and then weigh their effort on that common ground, and they win you over by doing that. If you are even from your home, the techniques I'm teaching, because you really need to be successful in and out before you can become a billionaire. If you have a spouse, a wife, or a husband, you must always look for what is common between you two, especially when arguments happen. So you start from there. And then once you start from there, there's every possibility that this person you win them over. And let me tell you why it is very important to think like this or to be logic about this. If you ever argue with anyone, right, the moment you get a no from them, then they develop this reluctancy to whatever point you are trying to prove, no matter how excellent it is, no matter how right you are, no matter how knowledgeable you are. And let me quote this for you. I learned it somewhere that people actually don't care about what you know until they know how much you care. Let me say this again. People don't actually care about how much you know until they know how much you care. And the only way you can show that you care is when you actually come from their point of view. Get them to say yes. Oftentimes, when you are arguing, there are a lot of things that you have in common. Start from there. Start by addressing. I don't know whatever example I should give you, but take, for example, maybe a leader in an organization is telling people that you must do this, you must do this, you must do this. So instead of exerting their leadership in form of like authority, why don't you sit down the employees and tell them, look, okay, if we are to do this, don't you think that the standard of living here will improve? Possibly our salary might be increased, and then we create this enabling environment and conducive environment where all of us can thrive. Don't you think? I understand your perception and your ideas, but if we look at it this way, don't you think that we have a common goal, like we have a common thing to benefit? Because people always want you to talk about what is in there for them. Oftentimes, I've said this a lot and a lot of time that the earlier you understand this, the better, including yourself. So the only way to win people over, instead of arguing with their points, instead of shutting them up, instead of making them feel reluctant about what you're about to tell them, rather start by winning them from their own point of view, and then it's easier for them to agree with you, even when they disagree earlier before now, right? So let me repeat this again, that billionaires don't argue. What they do is they win you over because they know that you have a point. In fact, one of the cheapest things on earth is opinion, because everybody have one. But you should understand that it's not every opinion that can be successful, that can be used. That's why a lot of people are poor, actually. But everybody is unique in their way, and they want to make sure that it is their opinion that counts. Now, in any way you want to sell your opinion to them, first, you need to bring in theirs, and perhaps sometimes let them, stylishly talk them into your own. And that way, they feel like they were part of it, they participated in it, and nobody argues with their own idea. Nobody argues with what they actually presented or what they actually suggested. So it is better if you let people suggest to you what you actually wanted from them. And the best way you can do that is by acknowledging their own thoughts, acknowledging their own suggestions and decisions, then somehow let them see that I know that I might be totally wrong. I know that you might be correct from what you are saying, but I'm also thinking that maybe if we look at it this way, don't you think it will be better? Oftentimes, how can you talk against yourself and this person, do you think they will still argue with you? Now, this is how to win people over. Over and over again, I've tried this and it's working for me, right? So thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, like I always say, I'm building this community of billionaires. I have a lot of people I'm already mentoring, close doors, right? Not too many I'm taking for now. And guess what? Many of them, I'm mentoring them for free. 12-month internship for free. And what I do is practically teaching you some skills, starting from changing your mindset to teaching you some business and technical digital skills that could earn you a lot of money. Perhaps training you to become a leader that could also influence other people. So if you are interested in what I do, hit the subscription button and then make sure you share this video, comment, right? Because the more you do, the more YouTube or Facebook will suggest these videos to most other people. And that's how community like mine or my vision about people will come to life. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kabir A. Abdulkadir. I call myself the world's most influential entrepreneur and business coach from Africa, Nigeria to be precise. We do this some other time. Bye-bye for now.